Hongshan Prehistoric Material Ancient Hongshan Crystal. If you visit antique markets in Beijing, such as Panjiawan or Shili, you can still find a large number of Hongshan crystal artifacts. These crystal objects are widely unrecognized by the general public. The moment people hear crystal, they immediately associate it with modern craftsmanship, as no one dares to claim that crystal existed in the Hongshan culture. Once, a friend came to visit me and brought along a Hong Kong man who called himself Professor Tan. When he saw my Hongshan jade collection, he burst into criticism, declaring that everything was fake. In particular, when he noticed my large collection of Hongshan crystal pieces, he insisted that crystal could not possibly have existed during the Hongshan period. He said, "Crystal is a modern material, how could it have existed in ancient times?" So I asked him, "Do you know that crystal rings already appeared during the Shang dynasty? Crystal cups existed in the Warring States period, and crystal discs and small ornaments were already present in the Song dynasty." He replied, "I didn't know." At that moment, his expression turned awkward. The so-called expert my friend had brought, nicknamed a Hongshan jade specialist, turned out to be an unqualified amateur who didn't even know that crystal artifacts existed in ancient times. How could he be qualified to discuss Hongshan culture? 2 days later, Professor Tan called me to apologize. He asked what books I had read and whether I could recommend any good ones to improve his understanding of Hongshan culture. A week later, he invited me to his home to help appraise his collection. I discovered that he only owned 13 Hongshan agate pieces, all made from the same type of agate. He lacked knowledge and feared making mistakes, so he only dared to purchase agate Hongshan artifacts. Sigh. I tell you this, if anyone criticizes your Hongshan jade artifacts and speaks nonsense, you can ignore them. We rely solely on the 12 distinctive, non-reproducible Hongshan tool marks for authentication. Take this ancient Hongshan crystal, for example. When photographed under oblique lighting, one can clearly see the tool marks within tool marks inside the grooves. In my storage alone, I have a large collection of Hongshan crystal pieces, including some as tall as 1.3 meters. Everyone should understand that crystal is not a modern invention. Ancient crystal takes over 100 million years to form. During crystallization, bubbles inevitably form. Old crystal not only contains bubbles but also cotton-like inclusions and is semi-transparent. If today you go to an antique market and can purchase a Hongshan crystal artifact for around 300–500 RMB, you need not care what others say. Genuine ancient crystal cannot be artificially replicated. Moreover, crystal is extremely hard, making it very difficult to carve. Creating a single Hongshan-style piece would take at least 10 days. If the daily wage is 500 RMB, labor alone would cost 5,000 RMB without even considering the cost of raw crystal, transportation, rent, and staff salaries. If someone sells it to you for 500 RMB, they would be taking a loss. Would anyone be foolish enough to lose money for no reason? Of course, this situation exists because tomb robbers have excavated large Hongshan burial sites, leading to a large number of crystal artifacts entering the market. Since these items cost them nothing, they sell them cheaply in antique markets just to get rid of them. Therefore, if you ever come across these Hongshan crystal artifacts and have the means, you should acquire them. If people attempt to judge them using flawed theories or simplistic criteria such as asking about patina, weathering, or coloration, then consider this: what patina does crystal have? What surface aging does it show? Can it develop the same surface characteristics as jade? On the contrary, remember this: ignore anyone who claims that Hongshan culture had no crystal artifacts. As long as an object exhibits the definitive, non-reproducible prehistoric tool marks within tool marks, it is an authentic Hongshan artifact. When this crystal dragon embryo is magnified, you can see bubbles and, more importantly, the tool marks within tool marks. Even top-tier Swarovski crystal, despite its advanced technology, cannot replicate such tool marks. Modern synthetic crystal in China has become increasingly refined, but in what way it is perfect? Because it contains no bubbles. Therefore, the presence of these tool marks confirms authenticity. All ancient Hongshan crystal, when magnified, shows not only bubbles but also cotton-like crystalline structures. This white crystal Tianlu is truly beautiful. There are also very small white crystal dragon embryos. I even designed a pair of dragon embryo earrings for my wife as a DIY project. This yellow crystal piece is also as tall as 1.3 meters. This yellow crystal bead resembles the Japanese cartoon character Doraemon. There are also yellow-orange eagle sun god composite forms and yellow-red money mouse artifacts. The blue crystal artifacts are stunning. This is a blue crystal winged dragon embryo, and another piece combines a cicada with a sun god form. Here is a small and delicate amethyst sun god artifact. This is an extremely rare large turtle made of white-green mixed crystal. It takes 3 people to lift it. If you look closely, you will see cotton-like crystalline structures, what we call cotton inclusions, a sign of authenticity. This ancient crystal turtle also contains bubbles. The colors of Hongshan crystal are rich and diverse, truly captivating. So who truly has the knowledge and authority to speak about ancient Hongshan crystal? The answer should now be clear.